Turning to number 2 in our building technology options brochure, we come to slab on grade insulation and also dealing with walkouts. The first thing I want to show you before moving into minimum, better, and best recommendations is just conceptually to understand what we're trying to do here. Anytime that we have our original poured concrete from our stem wall and from our footing, we don't want it to have any contact whatsoever with the floor that we're going to pour on top of it. So as you can see in this specific situation, and it might be different in yours, is we're going to put a 2-inch piece of insulation on the front of this stem wall. If this was a walkout basement though, is I would have a footing poured first that I would need to have insulated when we're pouring the footings. Now to match this up, I'm going to take first a piece of foam board and I'm going to lay it horizontal so that I break the floor concrete and either the footing or this stem wall that's here. And then additionally, I'm going to take another piece of foam board, I'm going to cut it to the height of the stem wall so that it's smooth, and I'm going to set the piece of insulation here so that when we pour our floor, we're actually pouring floor into the foam board. And again, before I move into the rest of minimum, better, and best, you have to understand that this is the point of insulating it this way, is that, again, your floor can have no contact whatsoever with your stem wall or your footing. Moving into best for slab on grade insulation and walkout basements, there's a couple things that we're going to do additionally that have to do with the durability of the house, not necessarily in the insulation. First is going to be required that we do 4 to 6 inches of 1/2 inch aggregate underneath the slab. The purpose of this is any groundwater that we're to get underneath here, even though that we're going to put a piece of poly underneath the slab to stop that moisture from mitigating through, we also want to give it enough room to not even put pressure on the slab in the first place. So we put down 4 to 6 inches of 1/2 inch aggregate throughout our basement. Second, we're going to put down a 2-inch piece of foam board on top of the aggregate. And then third, and the most important part, is to then cover that with poly, 6 mil poly, and tape all the seams. We have to go through the entire floor after we put down 2 inches and tape every seam so that any kind of moisture that would make it through the aggregate, make it through our taped foam board, does not have the ability to mitigate up through the slab floor.